Okay, welcome back to another training. This is called Systems. Systems. God, have you ever heard me go on about systems before? It's because they save you stress, time, energy, and money. That's what systems stands for. Okay, so systems are really important in any business, particularly if you are in a product-based business like we are. Systems are super important, and I want to explain why. So let's start with a system that everybody knows. I think I'm going to be able to draw it okay. Let's do this. Okay, system. Yeah, here we go. We'll do this. Now, what does that remind you of? The business which really which is super successful because of its systems. Now, McDonald's doesn't have the best hamburger, but it makes the most and it serves the most customers because of its unique business systems. When you actually buy a McDonald's franchise, it costs about $1.3 million in cash equity. You can't borrow money to buy it. You have to have the cash equity. So they often call it a license to print money. So why? Why do people fork out that much money to buy a McDonald's franchise? Here is why. Okay, within that franchise, here's how it works. Okay, let's say we've got up here. Okay, this is called McDonald's Corporate. So McDonald's Corporate is on the American Stock Exchange, and it's the founding company. Okay, McDonald's Corporate, and how it makes money is that it helps people to set up franchises. Okay, so it owns the system and the IP and the selling system and the franchise system and the recipes and all that sort of stuff. And it actually leases out that system and that recipe to franchisees. Okay, so people who pay McDonald's corporate money to actually operate and run the franchise. So McDonald's corporate doesn't go into the franchises and cook the burgers or cook the fries and flip the burgers and serve the customers. No, the actual franchise owner does. So how do they do that? Now, what's cool about this is inside the franchise, you've got this little 15-year-old here. You've got 15-year-olds running a McDonald's franchise. How can you leave a $1.3 million business up to teenagers? The secret is systems. Okay, so McDonald's has the systems. You buy the systems for $1.3 million, and then you hire the people to run the systems in the store. Okay, and of course, what happens is you have your customer. Okay, you have your customer here, and they're in their car. This is a horrible car, but this is a car, and they drive up to the drive-through, and they get served, and the systems get in place. The franchise makes money, and the person gets their products. Okay, their burgers and stuff. All right. So what's interesting about this is that this is a McDonald's customer. Okay, McDonald's franchise, McDonald's corporate. So here's what you have to understand in your business. And like everybody else, including me, we all start out as customers. Alicia and I, when we first started with Brooke 6 years ago with our business, we started as customers. Now, what's cool about being a customer is you get to experience being a customer. And I knew that we wanted to get the best results, so we focused heavily on following the system as a customer. And the system as a customer was 2 shakes a day, 1 meal, 2 snacks, 1 cleanse day a week, and don't drink any alcohol. And we also gave up coffee for that 30 days and 60 days. So we wanted to be the best customer. We wanted to follow the system. So we followed the customer system, okay? The nutrition in a box. So that took all the guesswork out of it for us. Remember, system saves you time, energy, and money. So we wanted to save ourselves time, energy, and money and get results as we followed the isogenic system. Starts there. This is the first system you start with. Then what happened was, okay, because we understood what it was like to be a customer, much like if you go through McDonald's, you can see how the point of sale works. You can see them cooking the fries. You can see them flipping the burgers. You can see them in the drive-thru. You can see lots of stuff as a customer in terms of what happens. So you think to yourself, I wonder if I was able to open up a franchise. And then what happens is, as an isogenic customer, you say, okay, I'm going to start helping other people, okay, get healthy with the product. So you then graduate to step number 2. So everyone starts out as a customer. And then if you want to become a product sharer and share with other people, you become like a franchise owner. You start helping other people with products, okay? So you learn to run your franchise. So you learn to share your story on Facebook, attract people, get them started with the conversion system we have. You start to learn the systems. You start to implement the systems that we have in place, the lead generation system, the converting system using the groups, the follow-up system, the support system once they start and they go into one of the support groups, and the event system, how to help them, you know, refer and share with others. So you learn the systems, okay? You learn how to run an Isagenix business. Remember, a business to customer type business, all right, where you're selling direct to the customer. You learn how to run your franchise, your Isagenix franchise, much like someone who buys a McDonald's franchise. They learn to use the systems, okay? So that's step 2. What happens with you and your business is you move to the next level and you learn the systems. Now, once you've mastered that, here's what happens next. You move up a level, and because you know how to run a franchise so well, you say, okay, I think I can teach other people how to do this. So you then become like McDonald's corporate, and except for it's Isagenix. Instead of burgers, we're selling shakes, you know, so, or we sell results. So what happens is McDonald's corporate is when you graduate to level 3 level, which is up here, it's when you become a B2B type business. If you haven't watched the video on B2C and B2B, it's called How to Scale. Watch that training video because it explains this. You move up to this point, okay? Now at this level, what happens is you start to help people set up their own franchises. You help your customers set up their own franchises. And of course, when you do that, you teach them the systems. You teach them how to find people. You teach them how to convert customers. You teach them how to follow up. You teach them how to support their customers. You teach them how to take them to events. You teach them the system. Okay, you're teaching the system here, all right? And guess what happens, when you teach someone the system? Guess what happens? If you're teaching all these people how to run their own businesses with Isagenix, every time they get a customer, okay, that customer purchase volume flows up to you, up here, okay? This is how McDonald's corporate is so successful in business. It has a system, it sells the system to people to run the franchise, and they then on turn help the customers, okay? It's exactly the same with this, except for you get a system for free. You don't have to pay for the system like you do with McDonald's. We could charge for the system we have, but we don't. We give it free to our associates so they can build their business faster, accelerate their success, and give their customers better experience and help more people, okay? So I'm going to now clear this and show you what I mean by that, systems, okay? So let's do this one, all right? So if you start here, you're the first circle, you're your first client, and you get started, okay, and you get a few people started. You go, okay, I've got 10 customers started. Awesome. All right, you got this person started, that person started. Now let's say in this example, this is called building wide, okay? In network marketing, you build wide for show and deep for dough. Dough meaning money, okay? Wide for show, deep for dough. So in this example, let's say you're getting people started. Now, if you're not trained in systems and you don't use a system, you might get this person started with a phone call and explain the whole system to them, how it works, the products and how the shakes. This person you might send a video. This person you might take to an event. This person you might catch up in person and explain it. This person you might put to a 3-way call. This person you might jump into an online event. This person you might, I don't know, add to a group, you know, and you're getting everyone started differently. Now, here's the thing. If you decide to jump on the phone with all these people and you're just doing phone calls and you're explaining how Isagenix works to all these people, I mean, that works for a couple of people, but eventually, what if you want to enroll 100 customers? Like if you're like someone who understands marketing, you put a hook into a group with your picture and 100 people want information, what are you going to do? 100 phone calls? You can do 100 phone calls? Come on. Really? You think McDonald's corporate goes and flips all the hamburgers in all their stores? You think one person does that? No, they teach other people. They use systems to do all the heavy lifting. Okay, so we have a woman in our team who's amazing, and she enrolled 21 people in a single month, and she's burnt out. She's like, okay, well, I just did all that. Why am I a hot mess? I'm like, well, are you getting them on phone calls? She's like, yes. I'm like, okay, so you're spending 30 to 40 minutes on every single person you start. Do you know how taxing and tiring that is? That's crazy. And so she's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, here's the thing. What if you get all these people started, all 100, and they listen to you on the phone and they say to you, oh my God, you are amazing how you do that on the phone call. I could never do that. And guess what? They never do. The worst thing you want someone to say to you in network marketing is, I can't do that. And if you are really good on the phone and you can get people and close them, and you can organize all these customers and get them started, and you're amazing on the phone, or you're amazing in person, catch up for coffee with all these people. And not only is that really time consuming, but they look at you in awe and say, I can never do what you do. And guess what? They never do. And so what I mean by that is they're never going to share with this person. That person's never going to share with that person. That person's never going to share with that person and that person. And the network marketing effect never happens. It gets cut off here because this person you got started with a slick phone call, not using any systems, okay, they can't duplicate. And in network marketing, duplication is everything. Because as Eric Worre says, it's not what works, it's what duplicates. Now, I'll tell you what I mean by that. Let's say this woman in our team who's got 21 people started for the month, okay? Let's say she never learned the systems, which she is now, which is great, right? But let's say she got all started and none of them duplicated. After a couple of years, a lot of these customers might stop ordering. And then what does she do? Have to go and do it again. The idea of network marketing is to enroll customers and teach them how they can enroll customers. It's called word of mouth marketing. And this is how you create depth. Okay, remember, wide for show, deep for dough. Now, when you're building wide and enrolling lots of people, you're making great money because of the upfront bonuses, the PIBs, you're making great money. Okay, that's still active income. That's where you're trading time for money still. But when you start to use a system and you get someone started like here on a system and they get someone started on the same system and they get started them on the same system and they copy that system and they copy that system and they copy that system, you get duplication, and that's depth. Now, the person up here, you who started it, you don't have to do that work there. You don't have to do that work there. You don't even know who these people are. Yet here they are ordering products in your business and you're getting paid for unlimited depth in Isagenix. Unlimited depth. Unlimited. So this could keep going and going and going, but guess what? It won't if you don't follow a system. So there's something really interesting is that how you onboard someone is how they onboard someone. So if you get this person started, they will turn around and get this person started the same way. That's duplication. So if you are up here doing some weird and wonderful thing that takes a lot of skill and looks very challenging and is very uncomfortable, then this person here, guess what? They ain't gonna turn around and copy that. There you go, I ain't doing that. No way. I can't get people on the phone. I'm scared of the phone. I don't have time for 40-minute calls. And so our system is designed to be duplicatable. In fact, it's so simple that probably an 8-year-old could do it because all it takes is adding and tagging in a video. It's so simple, right? So you're going to get depth if you follow our system, all right? Now, our system's not perfect, I'm sure, but it's very effective, all right? It creates duplication, and we have a very successful Isagenix business in the world, and the system's duplicating, and it's simple to use, and it can be run by grandmas, and it can be run by children. I mean, it is as good as it probably can get at the moment. So you can build your business how you want, of course, but if you are finding yourself running around frantically building this business and you've got no time left, what's the point? You want to build a freedom business, okay? So it's really important that you start to use the same system every single time to onboard every single customer and distributor, because how you bring them on is how they will turn around and bring others on, okay? Now, I know this is hard to understand, especially if you're an expert in your field. You have to learn not to be an expert. How do you do that? Well, let me show you, okay? We created this system. It came, tell you how it came out. We thought we had a good system, but we realized we didn't. This is a while ago now. This is probably a couple of years ago. But we have a woman in our team, and she's, oh, that's my call to jump on this call with Jake. Now, she's a grandma. She's got seven children, and she's a grandma, okay? So she's busy, and she's a full-time business owner. So she said to us one day, listen, I got all these calls lined up and I just can't, I don't have time for this. I just can't be bothered. And I was like, uh-oh, we have a problem. Our system can't duplicate to busy people. And I was like, okay, we need to change it. So we did. So our system's so simple now. Remember, and we can go over this in another video, which you will in the Eagle training. But when you put your before and after photo up and get your hook out there and your story out there, people say, want more information. The biggest mistake people make is they start telling. They start telling about it, okay? someone will message out saying, oh, you look amazing. What's it all about? And you make the fatal mistake of saying, oh my God, it's amazing. It's called Isagenix. And you do 2 shakes and you do a cleanse day and it's $600 and it's dead. They will never start ever. It's the worst thing. It's called isospewing. Okay. That is not duplicatable. And that is horrible. It's dreadful. So when you're sharing your story and someone asks you for information, remember your next goal is to send the invitation to the destination where they get the information. Okay, so the less work you do, the more money you make. So get used to that. Do less, make more. So when someone says, oh my God, you look amazing, what are you doing? You say, oh my God, it's an amazing program. Let me send it to the group and tag in this video. It explains everything. It's so cool. Okay, so you're adding them to Rediscover. I'm just using the product as an example here. You put your product testimonial up, your picture and your story and your hook, and someone's interested and you send the invitation to the Rediscover You group. You tag them in the welcome post, and then you might tag them in one of the webinars or the video. They get sent that as well. They watch it and they basically say, okay, I want to start on the premium pack or the basic pack. So they say yes or no, basically. And if they say yes, you go to your phone and you send them a link to get their pack and you get paid. Okay, now, you've not had to explain anything. It's been fast. You've probably gone, the other day, Alicia was out jogging and we had a prospect watch the video and say, I'm ready to get started while we were jogging. We weren't even looking at our phones. Alicia sent the link, got started, we got paid. And then we moved them from there to so that's the lead generation system. This is the conversion system. Then we move them to the customer support system, the customer VIP support group. Okay, and they get tagged in the welcome video, and there's a bot that goes through the whole thing with them in an orientation video. That's the support and retention system. And then of course, after that, when they get amazing results, we want to teach them how they can refer others and get paid too. So we have the executive factory, which is the training system, okay? How they learn. And they're probably going to watch this video and learn exactly the same way. And they're probably going to say, just like you, oh my God, this is what happened to me. I was put in the group, I looked at the video, I went into that group, I got support, I got amazing results, and now I'm here. Oh, I went through the system. And guess what? You can go to an event and get really excited, which is, events are amazing. You've got to get yourself to a live event for sure. It builds belief in all areas, including yourself. But after you leave the event, guess what? You just need to learn the system. And then you just repeat this and you teach other people this. Because when you follow this system every time, the same time, every single time, you get good at it. And it becomes second nature and it's easy. You save all of this time. It doesn't take us long to do this business. We literally do it in minutes a day. It's not a lot. Okay. It's a freedom business. It truly is. You can work part-time for a full-time income. And that's why it's so good for people who already have a full-time job, right? So how you get them started, if you get them started following this system, guess what your customers are going to do? You're going to be able to teach them this system, and they're going to turn around and get their people started the same way, in the same way, in the same way, in the same way, in the same way. Find two to find two to find two. And it goes deep. And that's how you make full-time residual income, move from linear income where you trade your time for money to leveraged income where you have freedom. Okay, so that's it for systems. This is so important for you to grasp. I hope it's been valuable for you, and I'll see you on the next training video.